Manual work and academic work are often viewed as the same since they both involve work. However, they have different perspectives, practices, and measurements. Our current understanding of academic work stems from the earlier 20th century scientific management movement, which developed many helpful ways to improve manual work. For example, two key figures of this movement, Frank and Lillian Gilbreth, became time and motion experts, eventually developing a more efficient bricklaying method that increased profits, reduced injuries, and finished projects 30% faster than competitors. Their methods are still used today to measure productivity by many well-known companies such as Amazon, Target, and Walmart. The scientific management movement made significant contributions to manual work. However, its principles are less applicable to academic work because the tasks involved in manual work are clear, while the tasks involved in academic work are not always clear. When tasks are clear, as they are in manual work, what to do is self-evident. The challenge is figuring out how to do the jobs more efficiently. In jobs ranging from factory work, painting, stocking shelves, plumbing, mowing lawns, etc., the tasks are self-evident, and the main challenge is improving efficiency. The sorts of problems that arise can be solved by increasing effort or output. But academic work is of an entirely different nature. It requires us to do a qualitatively different type of mental labor. In his book, The Gift, Creativity and the Artist in the Modern World, Lewis Hyde distinguishes between work and labor. Work is what we do by the hour. It begins and ends at a specific time, and if possible, we do it for money. Welding car bodies on an assembly line is work. Washing dishes, computing taxes, walking the rounds of a psychiatric ward, picking asparagus, these are work. Labor, on the other hand, sets its own pace. We may get paid for it, but it's harder to quantify. Writing a poem, raising a child, developing a new calculus, resolving neurosis, inventions of all forms, these are labor. And I would add academic work to this list. I expand on Hyde's description in my book, How to Successfully Transition Students into College from Traps to Triumph. We often confuse work with labor, causing us to emphasize effort and time. However, academic work cannot be measured in time increments, by effort, or intensity. For example, have you ever told students study X amount of hours for every hour you're in class? While that guidance may have been well-meaning, what happens is students will measure their learning by how much time they've invested in the work or how much intensity they've invested in the work rather than what they've actually learned. Because academic work is abstract, the tasks required are often hidden in the minds of students and educators. This can lead to neglect, confusion, or mixing up tasks. Therefore, the most important challenge is to clearly identify the tasks. For example, do students need more information? Better information? In other words, do they need the information presented in a different way? Perhaps they need to shift their perspective or cognitive skills. Or maybe they need to reconsider the outcomes they are working to produce. The fundamental difference between manual work and academic work is that academic work requires us to prioritize effectiveness, identifying and doing the right work over efficiency, doing the work better. Therefore, the traditional methods of measuring students' work by time increments, number of classes, study sessions attended, effort, or intensity are not suitable. This stark contrast between manual work and knowledge work calls for a new paradigm, one that is made for the distinct nature of academic work. Despite much research on teaching and learning, the higher education community has not updated its lens for viewing academic work or developed effective language for communicating academic work phenomena. Metacognition, which I expound on in the next module, provides a useful perspective on academic work. Just to be clear, being efficient or doing things well is not a bad thing. However, if we are very good at doing the wrong tasks, we will not only be ineffective, but also frustrated and disappointed. So appeals for students to study harder and longer or use one tactic or skill over another will only increase the pseudo work, which creates unnecessary burdens for everyone in the institution. With our renewed appreciation for the need to figure out what work must be done, let's review before advancing to the next module where we unite academic work and metacognition and gain new perspectives, tools, and practices. Let's review. Number 1, the perspectives, practices, and measurements of manual work are less applicable to academic work. Number 2, academic work requires us to be effective, selecting and doing the right things before we become efficient, doing things right. And number 3, misprioritizing these elements leads to pseudo work, which means more burdensome work for everyone with little reward.